integer, that's the same as add the opposite. So a negative 1 and a positive 6 will be a positive 5, which is 3. But I tell you what, I still like to write 3 over 1 when I know the topic is slopes. It reminds me to go up 3 over 1. No, I don't. Anything I have would be pretty toxic to you for that. So now number 2, let's do the same thing, but it's just going to look funny. We're still going to follow this pattern. So I'm going to go b minus 0, and then subtract the x's, a minus 0. Well, b minus 0, that's just b, and a minus 0, that's just a. So that's just helping you make sure you're following the order and following the pattern. And number 3, it's jumping out at you. It's getting ready to bite you. What's the slope? Negative 2 over 3. Negative 2 over 3. Our slope is negative 2 over 3. Don't put the x with it. X isn't part of the slope. It's just that coefficient in front of the slope. If I had a graph and I had some point up here and I was trying to get you something else on the graph, I would go down 2, and this is a positive 3, to the right 3. Down 2, right 3. See, down 2, right 3. Down 2, right 3. See that slope going downhill? Negative makes downhill slope. So, you're just going to practice some questions right now. This is practice, and then we'll talk about it. Slope, 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 slope. What are we going to talk about today? That's right.
Did you give her the quiz? Are you still working on that? Okay.
Just lots of questions, just all different varieties. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, fold up that overhead sheet, put it back with your paper clip so you got it for next time.
Every corner has the best piece of chocolate. It's a given. Like the leaf. We're gonna make that one. I'm cheering you on. You all right now? Need some coffee? Hey,
She'll be here today. I told her she was trying to get out, and I said, well, you have to attend it today. Early release. Tomorrow, you're on. She's asking for slope on this. No, you just put that. Somewhere that I graph doesn't have anything to it. Yeah.
That's not part of that, it's just a little reminder as to what slope is all about. So that's not a, that is a definition of slope, but that's just kind of a little reminder, I hope, for anyone who's new to this.
This is not a definition of slope.
Right, because independent of your exit. That's typically, that's a weird one, because that was kind of very much in here, so that's it's a hard, difficult for them. Really can't practice that too much.
Are you alright? slope of that equation is. Don't worry about that graph down there, just, it's too easy, don't overthink it. She just went over that on the board. Where's the slope of the problem? Like that. Circle it. There you go. I'll be there 1 sec. That's good, no? Well, I guess you could do it that way. You could do it that way. Now you say whatever you want. Yeah, it's the same thing I was just talking about, if you guys are overthinking it. She just went over a slope on the board. What part of that equation represents slope? Okay. Yeah, because it's, wouldn't you do this normally, if you're looking for it? Yeah, or you can just do -7, but, yeah, I mean, when you're doing a problem, she's already said you're gonna do it like this, right? That's your slope, so, that's it. Sorry? You're just looking for the slope of it. Of the line. Says give the slope of the line, which is the graph of the equation. Yeah, it's just looking for the slope. What did you put for the last one? 0.2. Can you graph that? What's the toughie? Hey, that number 9 might be one that you want to put in a fractional format, so that if you were to graph it, you would be able to graph it. I suppose you could graph it in fractional format. What does that represent, by the way? 2 what? How do you say that? No, how do you say that? Do you say 0.2?
Yeah.
No, you say 2/10. Right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
What's 2/10? 2/10 reduced down. 2 goes into 10. 5 times, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
1/5. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I don't.
I'm not good with that.
Sorry, I said it's not. The mental math thing is. I'm not a dying but a dead breed.
Oh.
Seems that way anyway. My limited experience. Back to it too, you got that? Alexis, you good?
42. There's 21 minutes left.
How many is that?
Soraya, were you in English? What? Were you in English? Yeah. Why did I not see you? I said hi to you. You did? Yeah. You're just gonna do these ones. Okay.
Let's
Are you
get the show
supposed
on
to
the
be getting decimal
road.
please?
What number is it?
4, but I keep getting a decimal. I'm not sure if that's right.
Well, alrighty, join us in progress. If you skip some, fill in that as we go, and here we are. How digits are
Got it in a fractional format, which is fine.
number
And that's what you got.
one. Alyssa, what'd you say for number one?
-2/5 is fine.
Steepness, I think that's a good answer. Or a synonym for steepness would be okay. slope measures steepness of a line. I think that's good. And if you think you got something better, that's good too. Now number 2, I'm curious, there is one of those that we haven't put those vocabulary words into place much. And maybe you picked it out. Did you also see it said which one's not? So you probably were able to just problem solve. That's the thing about multiple choice. Hunter, what did you say for 2? Which one is not?
She was sleeping.
You got one? Well, do you like, does A describe slope?
Oh my gosh, true.
What do y'all think? Does A describe slope?
Yes.
Okay. Does B describe slope?
Yes.
Does D describe slope?
Yes.
Yes. So it's got to be C. We haven't practiced those words independent and dependent, but it's kind of like this. Here's the way I think about them. When you go to do a problem, y equals mx plus b, and you're picking your own x's and y's, which one do you usually pick first? Do you pick the x or the y?
The Y.
The X.
You usually pick the x, don't you? So you picked it, and you pick anything you want, couldn't you? You could pick anything, so we say, since it can be anything, it doesn't matter what you pick, that's the independent, and then your y is based on the x that you pick. We haven't used those words too much. C is the correct answer for number 2.
If we flip-flop that, could it work as a definition?
Yes.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If it just would have been changing dependent, because that would be the same thing as your y in your numerator. Number 3, Kaylee, what do you got for your slope?
-5.
It is.
What?
It is -5. You're going to go 8 minus -2, which is 10, and 3 minus 5, which is -2. So you got 10 over -2, which is -5. Jessica, number 4.
Maybe 2 over 5.
It is 2 over 5, and it's going to be -2, because when you go 0 minus 2 in the numerator, -2 over 5. And number 5,
What?
Madeline.
Well, I got -11 over -6.
That is what you should get. And then another, and that's okay to keep it that way, -11 over -6. Most people would think of it as negative divided by negative, which is positive, and they would write it as 11 over 6. Both answers are correct. The positive is a little bit more simplified, takes less symbols to write it. Negative divided by negative is the same as positive divided by positive. So that was 5. So now we're going down to number 6, Matt.
Which one?
Derby is what I was looking at, I guess. Find the slope of each line graphed at the right. Slope of line A.
I said 1 or 0.
It is 0. Horizontals are 0. They are. 6B, Adam.
To -2.
-2. And if you wrote -2 over 1, same thing. And line C. Hannah.
1/2.
It is 1 over 2. It is 1/2. Number 7, Alexis Albergo.
I didn't get that one.
So the slope is y equals mx plus b, and the slope is that coefficient that's to the left of the x. So just look at your paper, and what do you see that's to the left of the x?
-7.
And that's your slope. Your
That's
slope
all
is
we have to do?
-7. That's all you do. The answer is -7. Don't put an x with it. The slope is not -7x. Your slope is -7, and if you were graphing something like that, I like to think of it as -7 over 1. Where I'll go down 7, right 1, down 7 over 1. How about 8, Tristan? Slope for number 8?
I just rewrote the 1/2, 1 over half.
1/2, that's all you say, your slope is 1/2. So the only thing I want you to have written on that blank for number 8 is 1/2. Okay? Yes, and m, if you're going to put something equals, write m equals, because m is for slope. M is for slope. 1/2. Number 9. Matt, what do you got?
1/5.
1/5. And it's okay to say 0.2. If you had to graph it yourself, you'd be up 2 over 10, up 2 over 10. That's the same as 1 over 5. Okay, on the back. You graphed it. Alexis, describe what you did for number 10. Where did you start?
I started at 0 and went down to 1.
That's right. And is your slope going uphill or downhill? Downhill. Yepers. Number 11. Dylan, describe what that would look like. Where would you start? Okay. What do you have for a b for number 11? How much is the b value if you got 1/4 x? So yours is y equals 1/4 x. Since you don't see anything, maybe, how about you go fill in +0? Okay, so write that, fill that in as a +0. And then as you go to graph it, we're going to start at that 0. What's your slope for that one? Dylan, what number's to the left of your x? What's your slope? 1/4, isn't it? 1/4. So starting from the 0, you're going to go up 1 over 4, up 1 over 4, up 1 over 4. Use a straight edge, of course, just like I did, and graph your line. Oh, uh-oh. So Ryan, number 12. Say that again. Just switch that idea, because remember it's rise over run. There is nothing wrong with what you did. I'm going to switch colors here since you can see. But if it's y equals 1.5x, see that 1.5? Put a 1 underneath it, and this is the rise. So watch what we're going to do. Start at 0, go up 1.5 over 1. Go up 1.5 over 1, up 1.5 over 1. Or if you turn it to a fraction of 3/2, then you go up 3 over 2, up 3 over 2. Keaton, 13.
It started at 0, now I went up 3, and then
Is it going uphill or downhill?
up.
Great. Number 14, match each graph with its equation. So I want you to, Emily, look at graph A. Out of your multiple choice choices, which one could possibly be the graph for that?
I put 5.
You put what?
5, 1, 4. Oh yeah, 4. Sorry.
So what was your equation that you used?
Y equals negative 3 over 4x.
You're right about that. What made you pick that one?
I thought
Dodo?
it was-
It is right. Uh-huh. Do you remember, do you know what you were thinking of?
No.
Okay. First of all, do you say it's going downhill? So we need something with a negative slope. So that means it's either got to be the second choice or the fourth choice. And then you're just kind of looking at that steepness out of that. Hannah, what'd you say for graph B? Okay. Is it graph B got to have positive slope or negative slope? Negative. If we've already used, this one was negative slope, what's the only choice it can be? Is y equals negative 5x. Uh-huh. So if B is y equals negative 5x, what do you think C is? Y equals positive 5x, right? Because it's a little bit steeper. And then how about choice D? Because there's the positive. It's going uphill, so it's a positive slope. Y equals 3/4x. All right. We're moving good. We're moving good. We're moving good. We need to start getting used to those graphing calculators. So, would you open up your notebook to the graphing calculator page and take out your graphing calculator. If you do not have a graphing calculator today, you may trade me your phone for a graphing calculator. So if you do not have a graphing calculator at the TI-83 or 84, come meet me up here and bring me a phone for the trade.
There's definitely one more that's There's magnetizers up there.
There is?
Take that as a two.
So, we got a phone, calculator. Phone, calculator. Anybody else? Uh-huh, got a phone for me?
Why can't we buy the calculator? Number 14?
Okay. So, yeah, but you turn around face this way so I can have your lovely face. I can see from your eyes if you are in the right spot or not by the look on your face. That helps us out a lot. So, let's keep your poster open. I'll refer to this up here a lot. Really, the poster on the left is in a TI-83. The poster on the right is a TI-84. They all have all the same buttons in the same place. It's easier for me to point to this one, but trust me, that is all the same stuff in all the same places. Okay? So, we are first going to do some graphing and some things. We are going to graph y equals 4x. Now, you know a lot of what that looks like by hand, right? It starts at the origin, and it's going to go up 4 and over 1. So we're not going to be real surprised at what we see. We're just going to use this kind of getting used to the calculator a good bit, and you'll be able to follow along with everything up here. So, we're just going to do a little bit of familiarity. This one's dead. That one's dead. Just come switch it then, okay? There are just a little bit, since that came up, a little bit of knowledge about it. Your calculator takes AAA batteries. It takes 4 AAA batteries. And if you look underneath of there as well, so there's 4 AAA batteries, but you see you all have a little screw underneath there. There's another watch battery under there that's a backup battery. That if these go dead, the watch battery will take over. If they're both dead, you're out of luck, kind of thing. Got it? If there is a backup battery, these don't need to work. This will take over. But you don't have to have both going. So here's some things, and we'll learn some things that some of those calculators, I'm sure, a lot of people use them during the day for a lot of things. So if you don't see what matches this screen, we will just learn about that problem as we come to that. Here's what it takes to graph y equals 4x. You go to, up here in the upper left, the y equals button. Now I got some stuff that I don't want up there, and so I just clear. I clear it out, and I use my arrows to move down, and I'm going to clear that one out, and then I'm going to go back up there, and I'm going to type in the 4. You know where to find that. Let me show you where you find x. Look where I'm pointing. You got a lot of things up here. You got an x, and a t, and a theta, and an n. Just push that, and you'll see x. And now, to see what the graph looks like, you go up here to this button that says graph, and you push it.
When I do that, mine says quit.
Okay, and it might, so I'm going to. So one of the things, that's what I said, as if you get things on your screen, they might need to troubleshoot. So one of the things, because people change the settings everywhere depending on what they're doing. So one of the things you're seeing up here is called the window. Clever, isn't it? The window. The way this one is set up, this right here is -10. Over here is +10. This is -10. And way up there is +10. That's often what you want. Would you do me a favor? We'll just do it right now, and this might fix your calculator. If you see the button that says window, it says window, push that. And we're going to see if your window is taking you from -10 to +10. So, yeah, so we'll make this one be -10. And this one to go to +10. And this -10 and this +10. And that's somebody's window and some scatter plots. There you go. You just had something to do, and you don't know what what that's about. You will learn this year, though. You will learn what I just did in time. Okay, so watch, and you'll need to. We're going to change these windows today, even. So there will. So do you get it? Watch the two screens. A minimum of x. Minimum means lowest, right? So the minimum of x window, -10. Maximum x, that would be the biggest x that we're going to see. That's your +10. This says it's intervals of 1. We can change it if we want to. We don't want to. A y minimum. I want the lowest y to be down here at -10. Minimum, you get it. And maximum y, biggest that it's going to go is up to a +10. And it says our y's are going to count by 1. A little bit later today we'll change that, and you'll see why you might want to change that. Okay? Let's graph something else. Let's go back to y equals. Don't clear that out. Let's leave that there. Don't clear out your 4x. But let's go just drop down to the next one. So that was y1 equals 4x. Let me teach you how we'll have to do fractions if we want to see something like 1/4 x. Because this isn't a real, like the TI-30s had that fraction button that made it so great. That TI-30 is my favorite calculator ever because it's so user-friendly. This one's not as user-friendly in terms of fractions. So here's how we outsmart it. Here's what we type in. We're going to type in parentheses 1 divided by 4 parentheses x. With actually like using the divide button. So I'm going down here and I'm going to go, I said to move down. No, I want to be on number 2. There we are. Parentheses 1 divided by 4 parentheses x. So that slope's going to be up 1 over 4, up 1 over 4. Go push graph, and it will just add in another line. And see, there's your up 1 over 4. Everybody happy? Okay. It's zigzaggy just because of the little pixels in the screen. That's the way that it has to go. Let's do another one. Let's learn about the negative. Let's make y3 be -5x plus 2. Let's add another y-intercept. Now, you got to hear this. The negative is down on the bottom. You cannot interchange negative with the subtract. Negative is only down here on the very bottom. So we're going to go back to y equals. And we are going to our third one down. -5x plus 2. And that y-intercept is going to be at 2. Let's go see it. Negative goes downhill. Okay? And are we really are we out of time? What is your homework? What's due tomorrow?
Test corrections.
Test corrections is your homework, okay? Wait, you gotta switch your phone, put the calculator back, and get yourself switched back. I hate you. Anna, what are you saying about
Taking
dogs?
care of Miss
I'm bringing in
Tuckman.
the materials.
How come?
I have a
You wouldn't do
demonstration.
that.
My demonstration tomorrow. And, look at ad.
No, it's for public speaking. I think public speaking is a great class for high school to have. Yep, where's the phone? Fire room?
And I will not bring you my now.
Want to switch me now?
Actually,
Get out of the
yes, please. I work on the.
It's always the speaker out there.
Oh, okay. It is to you though, because you'd rather have the phone than the calculator. To you, I know that phone is worth more than the calculator.